नमनस्तवना प्रणामा स्निग्धेषु पाण्डुषु जगत्प्रणतिं च विष्णु भक्तिं करोति नृपतेश्चरणारविन्दे. Please repeat the synonyms. Saratya, acceptance of the post of a chariot driver. Parasada, acceptance of the presidency in the assembly of the Rajasuya sacrifice. Sevana, engaging the mind constantly in the service of the Lord. Sakya, to think of the Lord as a friend. Dautya, acceptance of the post of a messenger. Veera asana, acceptance of the post of a watchman with a drawn sword at night. Anugamana, following in the footsteps. Stavana, offering of prayers. Pranaman, offering obeisances. Snigdheshu, unto them who are malleable to the will of the Lord. Pandushu, unto the sons of Pandu. Jagat, the universal. Pranatim, one who is obeyed. Cha, and Vishnu, of Vishnu. Bhakti, devotion. Karoti, does. Nripatehi, the king. Charana Aravinde, unto his lotus feet. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat the translation. Maharaj Parikshit heard that out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna, Vishnu, who is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc., according to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and offering obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. Please hear the purport. Lord Krishna is everything to the unalloyed devotees like the Pandavas. The Lord was for them the Supreme Lord, the spiritual master, the worshipable deity, the guide, the chariot driver, the friend, the servant, the messenger, and everything they could conceive of. And thus the Lord also reciprocated the feelings of the Pandavas. Maharaj Parikshit, as a pure devotee of the Lord, could appreciate the Lord's transcendental reciprocation of the feelings of his devotees. And thus he himself also was overwhelmed with the dealings of the Lord. Simply by appreciating the dealings of the Lord with his pure devotees, one can attain salvation. Simply by appreciating the dealings of the Lord with his pure devotees, one can attain salvation. The Lord's dealings with his devotees appear to be ordinary human dealings, but one who knows them in truth becomes at once eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. The Pandavas were so malleable to the will of the Lord that they could sacrifice any amount of energy for the service of the Lord. And by such unalloyed determination, they could secure the Lord's mercy in any shape they desired. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manoho Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Savjatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaure Tvishe Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this verse gives us very nice points. But before we can see the points, we should really appreciate this verse in the context of what is happening. This chapter is entitled How Parikshit Received the Age of Kali. In other words, Parikshit Maharaj was actually at the point of time in such a way that Kali Yuga had already entered into his kingdom. And so he had to take very strong steps to make sure that Kali would not be so rampant that the citizens would not be protected. Now, how Parikshit Maharaj received the age of Kali is very important, because if he did not receive Kali the way it has been received, we will not have the benefit of having Bhagavatam today. So many people say, why did Parikshit Maharaj allow Kali to continue living? He should have killed him. But the point is, Parikshit Maharaj was a pure devotee of the Lord, and he always understood and was subordinate to the will of the Lord. And that is the word that's being used in the verse today, 1.16.16. You will see in the purport and the word to word, there is a word known as Snigdeshu. Snigdeshu is a very important word that is found in this shloka. And Snigdeshu actually means, let me see, where is it? Snigdeshu means unto them who are malleable to the will of the Lord. The word malleable is a very important word in Krishna consciousness. What it means is that we are not stubborn. Sometimes the living entity is very stubborn in their own thinking and their convictions. We are not ready to be able to be flexible. We are not ready to be malleable, to be molded. Once we think in a certain way, we don't change. So the opposite of malleable is to be unnecessarily stubborn. And sometimes devotees, if we are not careful, we take a certain view of certain things. And no matter how much advice is given to us, how much directions is given to us, how much even the words of sastras are given to us, still we don't want to hear. We only want to do what we want to do. That kind of thinking doesn't give us the quality of Snigdeshu. The reason why Parikshit Maharaj is a pure devotee is because of this quality. The more we are malleable to the will of the Lord. The will of the Lord also means the will of his devotees. Please don't forget that. The Lord and his devotees cannot be separated. And very often, 1134 Bhagavad Gita tells us that if one cannot understand the plan of the Lord, then one can understand the plan of the Lord by hearing his devotees. Because the words of the great devotees of the Lord are always in alignment with the Lord. So Parikshit Maharaj was hearing about the greatness of Krishna. But he was hearing about the greatness of Krishna in relation to the Pandavas. That was what he was hearing. And the Pandavas were not only related to Parikshit Maharaj as his uncles, but more importantly, They were exalted pure devotees. And therefore Parikshit Maharaj saw them as his Siksha Gurus. And that's a very important point in Bhagavatam. So we must understand that this year we should meditate on this word Snigdeshu. What does Snigdeshu mean? It means that we are ready to move with the will of the Lord. Very often we spend hours and hours and time and so much of days and months wasting our time speculating over things which we have no control over, simply because we cannot accept the will of the Lord. We want to test it and test it and test it. The more we try to do that without understanding His will, the more unmalleable we become. And the more unmalleable we become, the less we advance in devotional service. The whole purpose of our coming together is so that we can all aim to advance in our devotional service. Srila Prabhupada set the standards for all of us. His desire is that every member of this society should become a pure devotee of the Lord. A pure devotee of the Lord is not a highly ranked person like we see in the material world. A pure devotee of the Lord is the minimum that we should finally be, because that is what Krishna wants all of us to be. So we should not have this idea that purity is very far away, because if we keep thinking that way, we will never make plans to advance in our Krishna consciousness. And that is very important. Very often, year after year, we get stuck in the same space of our Krishna consciousness. We don't make efforts to actually move, because we think, let me continue with my chanting, let me continue with a bit of reading, and somewhere along the line I will improve. But that doesn't make us malleable to the will of the Lord. So this point is very important. As Maharaj Parikshit was traveling, because he heard that Kali had come, he was moving in his kingdom. And as he was moving in his kingdom, he heard, this is a very important point, whenever we want to hear about Krishna, we always hear about Krishna, not very often from Krishna himself, but always from the devotees of Krishna. And whenever we want to make advancement in devotional service, the first thing we have to do is to hear. Sometimes people listen to us, but they don't hear us. Hearing is very important. I'm listening to you, but am I hearing? Am I absorbing what you say? That is the difference. So Maharaj Parikshit heard that out of the causeless mercy of Krishna, this is the first point that we are talking about, Krishna's causeless mercy. So Maharaj Parikshit heard from everyone that Krishna had great mercy, and his mercy was causeless. What is the meaning of causeless? Causeless is a very important word to be used, because you never see in Bhagavatam and Sastras just mercy of Krishna. Mercy is always accompanied by the word causeless mercy. The word causeless and mercy put together actually means one who is not deserving of something, but who gets it nevertheless. That is causeless mercy of Krishna. Therefore, we should not think when we perform our devotional service that because we are performing it, Krishna must be merciful to us. That is a wrong thinking in devotional service. We should seriously think that why should it be that Krishna should be merciful to us? Because we don't deserve his mercy. We have not worked hard enough. We have not dedicated ourselves to the point where we should actually think we deserve Krishna's mercy. A real devotee never thinks he is deserving of Krishna's mercy. A real devotee genuinely believes that Krishna's mercy is causeless and it is given to him or her even though we are worthless. That is the mood of Sikshashtakam. That is the mood of Mahaprabhu. So the word causeless is very important. Another line, now we go further in the line. Krishna, it has a word here that he is described as. He is described as Jagat Pranati. Jagat Pranati. In other words, Krishna has one quality. Krishna is universally obeyed. Right? He's universally obeyed. Now this is actually connected very much to the mercy of the Lord. Because the mercy of the Lord is so great that actually Krishna doesn't have to give us mercy. Even then, he is still very, very powerful. That is why whatever mercy he gives us is always like a shower of rain. Very cooling, very soothing. If someone else, a living entity, gives us mercy, we may appreciate it for a while, but we cannot relish it like the way it is given by Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is so powerful. He is Jagat Pranati. He is one who is universally obeyed. The devotees of the Lord, they readily obey Krishna, isn't it? Actually, it depends on the level of our devotional service. In the beginning of our devotional service, Mahaprabhu says when we are Kanishta Adhikaris. Kanishta Adhikaris means we only see Krishna in the deity, but we cannot see him in the devotees. We criticize devotees, we find fault with devotees, we gossip about devotees, we speak behind them. Therefore, we are Kanishta actually. We are not Madhyama and we are definitely not Uttama. If any one of us is engaging in such activities, then we know where we stand, right? Doesn't matter whether you're young, you're old, you're senior, you're junior, it doesn't matter. But if you're indulging in these activities, then we are not considered to be really Madhyama or Uttama Adhikaris. We are Kanishtas. So for those who cannot obey Krishna, Krishna forces them to obey. How? By the force of time. Sometimes you want to go against the will of Krishna. So many great demons went against the will of Krishna. But in the force of time, they were forced to be subdued by Krishna. Isn't it true? Kamsa, for so many years, he terrorized the whole world. His whole kingdom he was terrorizing. Put his father into jail, tried to kill his sister, took all the children, killed them all, because he thought that he was supreme. But ultimately, the will of the Lord prevailed. So if we do not want to obey Krishna out of love and devotion, we will have to obey him out of the force of time. In the 3rd canto, 26th chapter, if you read that chapter, 26 and 27,